Hi, Andrea.
Hello. I'll just wait for more people to join and I'll start the recording in about 3 minutes.
Yeah, we're a bit early anyway.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. Just waiting for
Hello.
more people to join.
Hi, Andrea.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. How are you?
Very well. And yourself?
Good, thank you.
Good to see a good number of people joining. Thank you very much. Just one minute and we'll start.
Hi, Marika.
Hi. Thank you for, having this opportunity, actually.
Oh, thank you.
More people coming. And here we go. Bang on 12 o'clock. We're starting our lunch and learn session. First in a short while, anyway. First one for me, because I haven't seen them before. But thank you for this opportunity. This is really special, and hopefully it will be useful. So I'll introduce myself. My name is Marika. I'm a trainer, part of Amazon driver training team. And I just have personal interest in AI and how it can save time and help me and everybody else to work more effectively, quicker, ultimately to have more time for other creative tasks that you enjoy doing, right? So that's why here we are. This is why I'll be delivering this Copilot basic introduction session. Most of us will have had some kind of experience with AI features like chat, whether it's a Copilot chat or ChatGPT or something like that. We all sort of dabbled at it, asked a question here and there. So what we do today is focus on what's available in Copilot basic license within your DECRA account. In other words, what you realistically can access and do with Copilot today. There is quite a lot to cover, and one session is not enough, but it will give you a good starting point. Or maybe you'll see, you will hear everything you know anyway. And Okay, this session is meant to those with basic license, not pro license, but of course, just be part of it. Just have a look at what's the basic users are able to do. Yeah, and this is for anyone within DECRA. Yeah, whether you have a DECRA laptop or not, because if you, basically what we're going to be talking today is also accessible under your personal private Copilot account. So it's all very easy, free stuff that's available. And yeah, if this session is useful, we may have an opportunity for follow-up sessions as well to go deeper. At the end, we'll actually present you with a quick poll with just one question to assess whether it's of interest at all or not. Now, in terms of basic housekeeping, I'm very happy with interactions, but I have quite a lot of content to go through. So if you have questions, if you could please type them in the chat, and then we have wonderful Andrea and IT team to help you assist if you have any kind of technical questions, especially. Also, at the end of this, hopefully there will be time for questions so we can have a discussion. I'm personally very interested in how people have already used AI or Copilot in sort of how it was useful so far, what specifically you like about it or don't like about it. So now, in terms of the content, you can see how I split my screen into two parts. So there is a presentation bit, so you can see the titles of what we're doing, as well as the actual window of the Copilot. So it's going to be a hands-on workshop. We're going to try things on it. So we're going to start with what can Copilot do? Functionality, personalization, adding traits to Copilot about your job role, and how you like the content presented to you. Copilot features like the menu options, what is what, basically, and AI-generated content, either text or images. We'll have a look at what's been created here. Changing behavior. So hopefully, within this session, if you are still not sure about AI and all of that, you may start thinking about changing your ideas and thinking, and basically surrender to us suggesting things to change your behavior in terms of using AI more. And then, of course, writing effective prompts, the tips about that. Security and compliance as an important topic to understand what you can put into the Copilot and what you shouldn't. And let's start. So what is Copilot? Yeah, it's Microsoft's AI assistant that can help you make things quicker, summarize, create ideas. So it can help you with everyday tasks. And what we're going to be using today is a web version. The desktop version is not something we can use with DECRA. So it's just going to be with web version today. Now, think of it as a smart helper that can help you in your everyday tasks, and you can chat with, can give you options and expand on things. So, for example, specific examples, it can help with writing emails, messages, learning content, plans, strategic business plans, or creating PowerPoint presentation. As simple as make text shorter, make it sound more professional, clearer, friendly. Or what I really like and I do use is when creating training materials, I need to target my audience, make it accessible to my audience. So what I've been using is changing the tone, change the language to sound like a truck driver language, so that it's more accessible for them. It becomes quite fun, actually. It can brainstorm ideas, organize messy notes. Imagine if you've made notes with like handwritten notes, you can actually scan or take a picture of your page and put it through Copilot, and it will convert it into the text format. So then you can copy and paste into the rest of your documents. So it's just a little example. On the same note, if you are part of some kind of webinar and there's a slide that you're really interested in, quick screenshot, you can save the image, all right, but you can also ask Copilot to convert the image into text as well, so that works. It kind of manipulates all of that. And of course, It can create quick visuals, images, or even videos and things like that. A poster, an advert. It's quite quick to do. It kind of reduces the work for the graphic designers. But everything has to be sense checked. Absolutely everything. And I guess in general people do know about it. You need to confirm you're still the owner of that creation. You know what's wrong, or what's not right. So what we're going to start with is adding traits. What we should start with is actually going into Copilot. So it's easy. Web version is very easy. You just type in copilot.com, or even without .com. It comes up with a message. Maybe Andrea wants to send a message here in the chat.
Yes, I just added it to the chat.
Perfect. Maybe I should open chat to see what's happening here as well. Yeah, it takes you to this website or web page. And then you need to log in. I'm already logged in here, but as an example, what I'll do is like as if I'll sign in with a different account. And all of our people with DECRA accounts, DECRA Microsoft accounts, we will be able to log in with this options, like not the email, it's the numbered email. And it didn't cause me any trouble. It should be easy enough to do. So you log in. Perfect. And then we will start with going into personalization. So here's the journey of how to do that, but I'll show you. Next to your name, you'll have 3 dots for functions or settings. So you go open settings, and you have personalization here. Now, if you click through other options, there isn't actually much you can do there. So I'm going to concentrate on personalization. And first, we're going to jump into work profile. Here, I didn't do anything. It knows who I am. It knows my job role. It knows my manager and which office I'm attached to. It's all from DECRA Microsoft account information. So, okay, happy with that. Custom instructions is where we're going to go. Edit instructions. So this is initially it's all blank, empty, and it wants you to add something. You don't have to. Obviously, you can start using the chat function without any of that, or you can select already predefined kind of options here. Give me honest feedback, prioritize my manager things, or it gives you options basically if you don't have time to think about it. But we will discuss the tips for writing effective Copilot chat traits. And I should have mentioned right in the beginning, all of this content is actually based on a PDF that was created and will be shared with you at the end of the session. So there is a whole page on this subject, writing effective traits. And I'm just going to quickly summarize what it says. So here they're asking us to use clear headings, tone, working style, do's and don'ts, and about me, for example. Yeah, and that's what I've got here. Clear headings, separated into subjects. Write short, direct instructions. Don't suggest conflicting traits. That's an interesting one. Describe your role and typical outputs you like. Be specific about the tone and formality. Include don't list. What things you don't like. State formatting preferences, like do you like bullet points, headings, and what structure you prefer. And the last one is the most interesting. Use Copilot to review your traits for clarity and duplication before saving. So what I actually have done, I've created a prompt saying something like, create custom instructions for personalization traits using tips attached. And then I attach the page of that PDF document. And of course, I've written something about who I am and what I like, what I don't like. And basically, all of this is what Copilot has created for me. Of course, you can edit or you don't edit, save, and carry on with your life. Yeah. Now, next, let's have a look at the functionality of Copilot. So specifically, these options here. New chat, obviously, we all know how to ask a question, but hopefully I'll show you something that's a bit different. As an example, I have created a prompt here, and I'm going to run it. Okay, yeah. Write an email explaining benefits of AI training session within DECRA. Audience management, use friendly but professional language, 200 words. Yeah, not that I've done this, but just something that I thought job related. What could it be? So let's run the prompt. And by the way, there is a microphone signal here, or symbol. You don't have to type everything. You can actually chat to the chat. And you can add the documents by clicking this plus icon. So maybe you want to add a presentation or some kind of other document you have already created to give more content. So fine, it's done something. So it's done a letter. And what I can do with it, I can obviously just copy and edit it myself in email or wherever. I can like or dislike, and this is giving feedback to Copilot chat to learn about what my preferences are. I can share this with somebody else, copy and share. I can edit it, and this is where I'm going to go. And this will create a special page, edit in pages. But before I jump there, there's more functions here, more options, read out loud. So yeah, if I'm lazy reading or I'm actually doing something else physical, cooking dinner, there we go. I can read it out loud while I'm multitasking, or export to Word. And this one, add to recent pages. Again, pages is something we're going to jump into now anyway. So this will be one of the pages. By just clicking that edit in pages, I have created a page, and then I will have access to that page again to go back later. Why I like this? Because here I can edit everything. I can add, change words, delete paragraphs. So without reading through the content, I'm just going to go and I don't like this. I'm going to delete this. I can change words. For example, let's change finally. Maybe it's not quite the word I like to use. And I can ask Copilot to give me suggestions. I can ask for a synonym. I can ask, for example, if I select 2 or 3 words or whole sentence, I can say, make it shorter, or use so many words or something else. What if I just do change? So I'm trying to change the word finally, see what it comes up with. In addition, okay, this is another word it suggested. Fine, maybe I'm happy with it. It also highlights the bit that I have changed, so it's easy to see what's going on. Lovely. Now, the idea is that I can edit the text by just talking to the chat. So maybe I want to add bullet points. See what it does. And again, all throughout this exercise, I can speak to it instead of typing. There we go. It added some bullet points. And maybe I want to still make it shorter. And what I can do is specify or expand on this, but actually remove this subject or, be specific. It will all do it. Now, within this chat, I can also write or make it sound more professional, more friendly, more something else. And it also gives me a description of what it actually has done. So did you do it? So it's asking me questions. I've shortened wording slightly, but the section, okay, it's done something there. Okay, make it, it's too long to me for me still. Shorten to 115 words. Okay, now it's working. Dear. Oh dear. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's go to the previous version. Good job we have this option to go back. And maybe stick to that and actually read through the content. Restore version. Perfect. That's it. Let's stick to this. Now, let's say I want to check. Okay. First of all, what I wanted to say is that you can write all the instructions here in the chat, or there are these links or shortcuts to change things quicker. For example, adjust content, add detail. And what it does, you don't have to specify what details. It will just add something. It will make the details about the topic. Make shorter, change to an email style, or change to a blog post. Now, using a different tone, change the tone to professional, friendly, sincere, or assertive. And in terms of what it's called style page, add emojis. So for example, if you're working on social media a lot, yeah, use emojis, or within this exercise, add headers, introduction, or conclusion, or all of it. Yeah, so these are shortcuts to make things changes quicker. Then when you're happy with the result, create is actually export. So you can export into a document or a PDF. You can again share it. You can say, change the name of this page because the page will be saved. So maybe to make more sense, it will be called Benefits of AI Training. Here we go. Done. Saved. Okay, let's say we finished working with this one. First of all, it will be at the top here because this is the last chat or last prompt I have used. Also, where can I find my page? Yeah, if I go into library, this is everything I have created. There we go. That's the one I have just worked on right now. This is the one I practiced on 48 minutes ago. And you can see it goes back into the history quite far back. Now, since we are in the library, let's continue with the library. It will help. Images. I have created images before. That's why it came up with it. So these are all the images I have worked with. And there is a search ability there to basically help me find what I actually need to find. Okay. Now, since I am within the images, have a look. I'm in the library right now, but I'm tempted to click on the plus here to create a new visual, which will automatically take me into create. So we're now covering create function of Copilot chat. And here you can see create image, create video, infographic, and many more. Story, poster, form, banner, draft, document, presentation, workbook. All templates. So yeah, quite a lot. I mean, I think that within this area, there's a whole session by itself is needed to just talk through all the content. But as an example, maybe what I will quickly create is another one like that. So there's a prompt, monkey climbing Christmas tree. Let's say I want in some kind of style. I can either type the name of the painter, artist that I want to mimic the style of, or I can click on the style here, and maybe it will be a sketch style this time I want to use. Color, I mean, in this particular example, it's going to be black and white, so I can't really use the color. I can specify the size as well. I can literally type all of these conditions in the chat as well and say it needs to be such and such size, 500 by 500 pixel, and it will generate it for me. But to make it simple, another thing I really like, I can add another image to mimic the style, or I can add an image, say this is the image, but in the cartoon style instead. Yeah, it will work like that. Let's go and create. Now, while it's working on it, you can see that there's a menu on the right-hand side with everything else I can do with this image afterwards. And I really, really like it. It's not even graphics editing software, but it's on the level. If you are like working with free stuff, yeah, you're not a proper graphic designer, don't have access to Adobe Photoshop or Premiere or any of those software pieces, this is very comprehensive. I would say it's more capable than Canva right now because there's a particular function that Canva doesn't do for free, like removing background, and this one does. So if you are into image editing and you need a picture with transparent background, this can do it easily. And here we go, we have monkey climbing the tree in black and white. It's coming through. Now, while it's coming through, what I could do is show you other examples that I have created in the past. So this was specific for a training content for safety training that we're working on right now. And the prompt is here. Hazards from spilling, falling, rolling, dropping loads due to inadequate or missing securing. Now, here, so this is the initial image that it came up with. And then I said, oh, I don't actually like a lorry idea. It needs to be a van, and I need to see the van, so I need bigger version of the van. So imagine in this window here, when I can edit the image, I've started typing other prompts to change the image. So, right, it created me an image of a van with a man falling down. But as I know we've discussed with my manager, we don't want to use cartoony images, so I asked for it to be a photographic image instead. So I changed it to this man. And then I'm thinking, why is he wearing all brown? That's not interesting enough. Let's change his t-shirt into Decra green. So, and then he got a green t-shirt and a cap. And remove the text. Yeah, I didn't need the text. I just came up with that. And in the end, I'm quite happy with this image. I like the exclamation mark. Actually, it's fine. And thinking about it, just imagine me having to do this replicated in live, having to get a van full of boxes, having to ask a colleague to pause this pose for me, falling out on his butt, risking his health. It just wouldn't have happened. So I'm quite impressed. Now, next example here is I'm starting from right to left. So this was the initial image that was also created with AI. You can see how one wheel is not quite on the road. This was trying to represent wobbly driving, swirling too much, so unstable van. And then from there, I went into create. Yeah, okay, you can see the image of the monkey now, so I don't need to stay there. Went into the create function and chose something with a filter of the newspaper. I thought it was interesting. So basically, I clicked on one of these things. This is advertising. So I clicked one of the options here, and it came up with the van made of newspaper, which was quite funny. And of course, the famous one, the fact of transparent background, which I absolutely love. And I think now is the time that Andrea could send a link to links to all this content that has been created, including the video as well. I have a next page of the video here. And this was an interesting story because we were actually in the meeting with two colleagues of mine discussing the content of that safety training and how initially it looked too wordy. It had too many words. And as our training sessions are instructor-led, not e-learning, we wanted to reduce the number of words. And it was like an experiment. Okay, let's go back. It started talking before. So what I've done is I just copied the content of the training. I didn't even make it as a special prompt. The only thing I added at the end is make sure the video is filmed in UK with British English language and accent. Otherwise, it tends to create American scenes and American language, American English, which is not always appropriate where we are. So I'll play it a little bit, and then in the chat, Andrea will have sent you a link probably already, so you can review it later because obviously it's quite long.
You pull up on a quiet street and
I'll forward it a
sticking
little
out like
bit
they're
to show
waiting
it's
to catch
actually
you.
a video.
This kind of messy loading isn't just a hassle. It's downright dangerous. Stuff can fall over, get smashed up, or even cause a crash while you're taking those tight, twisty UK roads, forming a tough grid as you shut the doors. When you swing round a corner, hooking all four corners to the anchor steps, you make sure every drop lands safe and your name stays solid. Next time you load up.
So I was pretty impressed, also because I was able to edit the text, edit the colors, and even edit the speech part, because it was done using Clipchamp, which is part of Microsoft package. So Copilot talks to Clipchamp very nicely, and it's all easy to edit. Now, this is the bit that really, really impressed me in this journey of for preparing for this training session. Obviously, I did use the Copilot chat to help me prepare the presentation, create the PowerPoint presentation, which was edited afterwards. And Andrea helped to make it pretty as well. So it doesn't produce everything instantly. You still need to work on it. But instead of just creating what I asked, it volunteered to create a podcast. I'm actually really impressed with this podcast. So I'm going to click on it and maybe start. You should be able to hear as well. I'm sharing
Welcome
the sound,
to Copilot Podcasts. Right now, while you're listening to this, someone just spent 20 minutes writing an email that AI could have drafted in 30 seconds. Someone else is manually summarizing meeting notes that could be done instantly. and someone is staring at a blank document, struggling to start when AI could have given them a perfect outline. Today, we're diving into the habit revolution that's transforming how people.
And more than that, it's not one person, it actually introduced another.
Exactly how people successfully make this.
Back to their old ways of working.
It
And the
introduced a
research
dialogue.
shows this isn't about the technology being too complex. It's about habit formation.
Right.
So for this specific thing of what the prompt included a page from that PDF guide. So that's why it's about habits, habit formation. I didn't even use the title or talk about habits. I said use the page such and such. And there we go. We have a link to this as well. I've recorded this separately, so Andrea can send the link in the chat. I really advise you to listen to this. I think it's pretty impressive because it refers back to DECRA as well. It's quite impressive. Now, so I don't know if I've convinced you enough to start building habits. Hopefully I have. And here we go. So what's advisable, and you can find this information in the PDF as well, which will be also sent or maybe already shared. Try using Copilot on 2 to 3 real tasks every week, starting with small real pieces of work, yeah? And then expand on that. Ultimately, the idea is that small experiments build confidence and create habit. So as an example, before you start a new task, pause and think. What is a small way that Copilot can make it easier and faster or clearer? This helps you spot moments when Copilot can take over can help you with to start that process of working on a job. So possible prompts, for example, show me the quick way to approach this. Draft a starting point for me, or break this into steps. You're not replacing your skills, you are enhancing and saving time, allowing you more time to do more other tasks that you enjoy more, maybe, or even do a bigger piece of work. Next stage, I would say, go into make sure once the first step of a regular task is going to be Copilot. So maybe it's editing a text, writing a document, make sure Copilot will review it. Just give it this chance and see what it does. Review meeting notes. Obviously, if those on Pro version will have facilitator access, and that it all does the whole thing by itself. But if you're on a basic license, you can still do it because you can record the transcript of a meeting, and then copy and paste that into chat, and then ask the chat to summarize it and write out action points. Like what should you do about it? And more than that, it will even build on further than that. It will suggest what are the things that maybe you haven't thought about. What are the next steps about that topic? Or if you're feeling stuck, ask Copilot to organize your thoughts. Again, have a chat, and they will actually you might get surprised. Reviewing something long is really useful because you can paste a very long piece of you can paste like a novel, a story, and it will give you depending on your prompt, it will give you one paragraph what it's about. Ultimately, making Copilot your starting point with something regular and specific helps it become more natural part of your work, not an extra thing to remember. So if you're on a journey to build habits, obviously you want to use Copilot in the way that's effective. And part of it is going to be about writing effective prompts. There we go. And again, the PDF that we're going to share has a whole page about that. So I'm just going to cover a little bit of summary, specifically about the fact that Copilot doesn't know your business. So start by sharing the background. Explain what's going on or any limits and what looks good for you. Be clear about the goal and who the output is for. Say why you need it, not just what you need. The clearer you are, the better the result. Give specific details, show examples, and explain what to avoid so Copilot doesn't have to guess. Usually when it guesses, that's when hallucinations happen, if they even happen. I'm not sure if I spotted any lately. Allow Copilot to ask questions. Every good prompt will have questions at the end, and you will see that again in that guide. Bigger part of that guide is actually going to be examples of prompts by the area, by the job title, not job title, but department. Basically, they're going to be a selection of very useful prompts that will be applicable to your particular role. And you will notice how a lot of them, if not all of them, will actually have questions or asking, as part of the prompt, you'll be asking, ask me questions on this subject. For bigger or more complex tasks, ask for a structure or outline first before going into details. Otherwise, it will spend a lot of time creating the output, but actually maybe you're not happy with the content, or maybe you want to change the structure before. Use Copilot as a thinking partner. Ask to analyze ideas, challenge assumptions, or compare options, or not just produce content. That's a good point. That's something I need to learn on. And finally, remember the output is still yours. You need to review and sense check everything. The final result is on you. Security and compliance. Of course, we have to be careful about what we put out there. Specifically, so what happens while you're logged into Copilot with DECRA Microsoft account, internal information, it remains always in DECRA. So DECRA specific data is not shared externally, like with ChatGPT. So it's important that we do use the Copilot rather than ChatGPT, because then everything can be found anywhere else. And I have had this experience in my personal life where I'm finding information which clearly wasn't supposed to be visible. Why is that there? But okay, good, it's useful for me. So you can research your competitors, for example, this way and see what comes up. But if you are using DECRA Microsoft account, it stays within DECRA. However, still, client-specific information is not supposed to be shared within DECRA Copilot. For example, the client name, address, or all the personal information. So Copilot chat can help you create that contract you're working on. For example, as an example, you just need to take out the name of the client and any specific details about that. So, in summary, what can AI or Copilot specifically help us with? Assist in creating documents, plans, strategies, contracts, emails. Help with Excel formulas. So if you only have basic license, it will connect to the Excel, but you can still ask it questions. What's the formula if I want such and such? You can still chat to it. You can learn software using language, learn another language. One of the prompts I have done in the past is, create me 10 first lessons for Spanish beginner language. And when it comes to the software, same thing. I have been sending screenshots into the Copilot chat just to understand, it's supposed to be doing this, but it's not showing me this because, and then it tells me why, or tells me another place to go to that function. Obviously, image generation, banners, marketing advertisement, PowerPoint presentations, videos. I've added podcasts there since it happened. So what else? Another real life example, which is not really work related. It really helped me to work through a real road traffic accident case for my daughter, because it was complicated to go through the lawyers. They didn't want to take my case. It was not worthy, not enough money for them. But it basically told me the website to go, how to fill the form, and I couldn't work it out myself. It wasn't easy. So here we go, personal example there. And what I want to make sure I say is that all of this content was created from the Copilot Beginner Guide, which was initially created by Mark Pollock. Thank you very much, Mark, if you're here in the session. And of course, there will be a link to the guide. To wrap up all information, basically all of the information that has been said today is from the Copilot guide. The link is attached. Guide also contains prompts and examples from different departments, giving plenty of inspiration and practical advice and strategies on how to begin. Thank you for joining and listening. Hopefully you've seen something, you learned something new, something you haven't seen before. Now, there is a lot more that we could explore if we happen to make these regular sessions. But first of all, we would need to know if it's even applicable. Did you find it useful? So maybe now is the time for questions, or if you want to share your personal experiences of what you have done with Copilot or other AI ideas, also like experiments you have had done. And maybe we can share the poll at the same time as well, where we're going to ask a question if you want more of these sessions, basically.
Yes, the poll is in the chat, so if everyone could vote, that would help us a lot in knowing how to go forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, thank you, Stuart. Oh, 40 responses in the poll. I like that. Should I submit mine as well? Does anybody have questions, first of all? It does remember your responses because, where do we go there? All your previous chats are here actually and you can search through them. If you click on search, you can even search by keyword. Something if you remember, yeah. Specific one, the real road traffic accident. I didn't do it in this chat, so it wouldn't be here. But basically, if I do AI, it will come up with everything that mentioned AI. So this is useful. There is another search function that we didn't actually cover, which will be good to do. I mean, it's very short. There's not much to it, but it's just interesting how if you click on search, it's all the documents you have opened or have been shared with you within your Microsoft account. So you can search for that for a particular keyword. But the reason why this search is amazing, I think I really like it because it's not only searching for documents, or you can also search for people. I'm sorry, Andrea, I'm going to pick on you here. This is what you would see when you open Microsoft Teams. You will see where they're based, what the email address, and what the company structure is. But it's just, I think it's convenient because it's in one place. Let's go back. And also going back to that searching for previous prompts, remember the thing that I did cover, no, not here. So if we go into the search, the previous, new chat, the previous prompts, you have access to them through the 3 dots down here. So first of all, it will show you something Copilot suggests itself, but I'm more interested in my prompts. So the prompts that I have saved are down here. So the weather forecast, let's say if I want to run a weather forecast every day, instead of having to type this in every day, and I mean, this is not the best example, but it could be something to do with your emails. Give me the summary of my emails, for example. You could do that and just click on it to run it when it's convenient to you. And
Am I right?
Come up with the answers.
Mate, sorry, mate. Hi, can I ask a question? Am I right in thinking that this version that we're looking at now, it doesn't have access to our Outlook directly?
No.
That's something perhaps to the future.
No, but the interesting thing is that if you create your personal Copilot account, I have linked it into my personal Gmail account, and it gives me the summaries of my emails. It tells me about, my emails are so messy. I don't know what about my appointments. So I typed in once, when do I have an NHS appointment today? And it came up with, not today, but tomorrow you do. That was very convenient.
Fantastic. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, no, brilliant. I found it really useful last week to give basically John Turner an update over the last 7 days, and using the basic format, I asked the question to summarise for a particular programme all key points in the last 7 days, and it just came out with an output I could use, which was brilliant. So yeah, really useful. Looking forward to seeing this version's brilliant. Looking forward to getting even more. So thanks.
Yeah, I also hope we all go to the get the pro version license so that we can take the full advantage of the whole thing and link it into other Microsoft apps. Anybody else has any questions or comments? Or maybe somebody else wants to share about what they have done personally, or like within their accounts.
Sorry, it's probably a really stupid question. Can it actually update Excel spreadsheets and things like that? If you ask it to make specific changes, can it actually make changes?
You see, the pro version does. So when you have the full access, the people who are using the pilot version or for the pro version, they do amazing things. It can add columns, it can create graphs, it can read the data from long lists and create formulas to give you another column to do something else. It's brilliant. But yeah, not on the basic version. On the basic version, you can ask, oh, how do you create a formula to do this? And then try to fiddle yourself.
Okay, thanks.
So we all need to vote for to get the pro version for everybody in the business.
sounds good. Yeah.
Okay.
What can we do to help get the pro version?
I have the same question. What can we do? Who do we address the question to?
I'll take this one. So right now we have a group of users, 18 of us in total, ambassadors and champions who were selected for this. And we do collect our use cases. So we do note down in a form that was sent to us via Global IT about where we use it, where it's helpful, and so on. And everyone does this in every country. So based on all the info that is collided during this pilot, because that's why we had it for 3 months, they are going to make a decision on wider deployment. So we're going to see actually in the beginning of May about something like that. We should have an update about what will happen going forward with this, because the pilot is close to its finish point actually, which will be in about 2 weeks time. So I don't have a definite answer right now. We just kind of have to wait and see, but I will keep everyone updated in what's going to happen once we find out more as well.
Okay, so within the sort of the next month, we probably have an update on that.
Yeah, within the next month, we would have more info regarding this for sure.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Worries. Thank you.
And do you think that if we had our managers sign off, we could get put onto the pilot or get the pro version for now?
I'm not sure how that works because this is all mandated kind of like at a global level. So it's the global IT that would make this decision based on the use cases. So I'm not sure what will be possible at the moment. Either maybe all of us will get one, or maybe we'll be selected people. We'll have to see once we have more communication on this from them. But I'll keep you updated, so you'll know everything about it.
Yeah, trust us, we want it as bad as you want it. So, and we're doing everything we can with the flight recorder, with use cases. The ambassadors and champions meet every 2 weeks to discuss what else we can do, what are we doing, what we can put on a flight recorder. So we're doing everything we can to get this over the line.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying this, suggesting this, but maybe since we have a larger audience in this session right now, maybe more people can submit reasons or use case scenarios where they would find it useful to add.
Unfortunately, that won't work really because it's usage from the pro version. So only the ones with the pro features kind of go deeper into what we can do. So yeah, there will be more on that as well. Hopefully we'll be able to get it, at least like a lot of us, and then we could think about other sessions as well, because we do have more opportunities if all of us get a pro version. But of course we need to wait for the decision before.
Lovely. Thank you very much. And I think we are even within the time. So I don't know if Andrea and Carolina want to conclude the meeting or
if
finish
there's
the
no
call.
other question, we could close the meeting.
If there is anything, if anything
Yep.
pops up, you've got any questions, you can either message us personally, you can message the chat. This one will be live, I think not for externals, but if externals, you can email us. If you've got an external email, internals can message the chat. We're here to help.
Feel free to reach out to me as well. If I can, I'll answer. Happy to answer. Can we see the result of the poll? Can everybody see what has
For
been?
some
'Cause
reason,
don't
I
see it.
can't see it now. I see that we have 56 responses, but I can't see it. So I'll check that after the meeting is done.
Okay, fine. I also don't see the result. Cool. Well, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for joining. Really appreciate you listening to my bubble.
Thanks so much.
Enjoy
you,
your lunch.
everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.